soul of entertainment.
Good morning, viewers at home. You're welcome to another beautiful edition of the show, Perspectives. It's a beautiful Saturday this morning. Habib Abdul is around somewhere around the corner, somewhere in the studio. He's going to come on just after a short break. But before we go on that short break this morning, I want to tell you that we have something special for you today. And what is that special thing this morning? We have a guest in the house. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. You know that usually here on the show, if it happens, it's happening or it's being talked about, the gist is right here on the show. And you know, we don't talk too much grammar. We try to bring you the gist in a relaxed atmosphere. This morning, our main story before we go on a short break. A girl during the week, a girl by the name Fortune. She is aged 20 years old. She told the story of how her father started sleeping with her from age 13, which is quite unfortunate. Unfortunately, she said she told the policeman that the father will demand to sleep with her before paying her school fees. So sad. Her father, in fact, I have to really pause to say this. Her father is supposed to be a presiding pastor of Mount Zion Lighthouse Full Gospel Church. And her father goes by the name Apostle Williams. Anyway, he's presently in the police custody. Unfortunately, during the course of these years, Fortune got pregnant 3 good times. And do you know the sad part of the story? It was a mother that was aborting the pregnancy for her at every point in time. I want to hear your perspective of the story. The number to call this morning, we are sorry, we have to change our line a bit this morning. This morning, I want my director to please roll the number on the line, on the screen. The number to call is 0810-851-6644. It's 0810-851-6644. We might not be able to take too many calls this morning because we have a guest in the house, but I will try to take 1 or 2 calls from our viewers this morning. Please call us. The number is on your screen. When we come back from this short break, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. She grows up, gradually evolving into a woman. We talk, we laugh, and we cry. We also share moments together. She is my daughter, yet she is my friend. Yinka Kenny Girls Care Foundation presents to you the 2nd edition of My Daughter, My Friend. The 1st edition was great.
The program seeks to close the gap that usually emerges between the mother and the teen girl.
On behalf of the First Lady of Lagos State, Her Excellency, Mrs. Bolanle Ambode.
The 2nd edition promises to be greater. Chief host, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, First Lady of Lagos State. Mother of the Day, Her Excellency Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, First Lady, State of Osun. Father of the Day, Mr. Babatunde Olalere Gbadamosi, Chairman, Amen Estate. Keynote Speaker, Mrs. Tom Okewale Shonaya, Managing Director, WFM 91.7. Patron, Mr. Adedayo Adesoye. Matron, Mrs. Iyabo Samuel, Director, Human Resources, The Protect Project. Day, 7th of December, 2019, at the Olumo All Airport Hotel, Keja, Lagos. Time, 11 a.m. It's all about cementing the bond between the mother and her teenage daughter. Be there. You're welcome back. The show remains Perspective. Yes, with me in the studio, Habib Abdul is here. Habib, I wonder where you went to.
Yeah. To make things all right, I went backstage to hit the front page.
Okay, I know you are never short of words. Anyway, before I introduce our guests, my phone has started beeping. Let me just pick this one call from our viewer. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
My name is Mr. Dewale. I'm calling from Iketu, Lagos here.
Okay, can I hear your perspective this morning?
Well, I'm very interested in the what you just hear with us right away concerning the pastor sleeping with her daughter.
Okay.
You said the girl is 20 years now, right?
Yes.
And that started when, man?
When the girl was 13 years old.
And the mother was aware of this.
It's just unfortunate.
Well, I work at the Lagos State Ministry of Justice.
Okay.
The Child Protection Unit.
Okay.
We are really interested in that matter. Of course, I heard you say the man is a police custody.
Yes.
I'm more interested in it. Such
Okay.
things should not be kept.
Okay.
Such things should not be hidden. And
Okay.
Should be publicized.
Okay.
And in addition to that, I don't know if I can talk to you after the program.
Please do. But you do me what the favor.
I want to tell
Do-
you after the program. Man.
Okay, do me a favor to send me a text message so I can know it's you, because you know this number will always keep beeping.
Is
And
it on this same line, man?
send me a text message on this line, then I'll give you a number to call me directly.
I will do that right away, man.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you very much. That's a good one.
Wow. Yes, that's why we are here, to bring you the news and so that solutions
Yes,
could be
and,
proffered.
fast solution.
This morning I have a guest in the studio. Well, let me pick one or two calls before I go on with my guest, because when I go on with my guest, I may not be able to pick calls anymore. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, sorry, I lost that call. Wow, this morning. Hello, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Sorry, please do well to call us back. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
I can hear you. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello. Let me call you back. Hello.
Oh my God. Well, this morning we are talking health. Health. Is it really health? I don't really know what is health.
It's healthy, yeah.
Let me just pick this last call and we won't be able to pick our calls again. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, madam.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from, please? Ooh.
The calls keep.
Yes, the call keeps jamming. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? I just want to pick one more call before I go on. Hello. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joe David.
Where are you calling from, Joe, please?
I'm from Korea.
Okay, quickly let me hear your perspective.
About the man that sleep with his daughter.
Okay.
No good like that to sleep with his daughter now.
Is-
Very
Thank you for calling. We appreciate your call. Now let's move on to another business of the day. Yes, in recent time, the state of our health sector has not been something to celebrate lately. We've had cases of doctors and other health practitioners collapsing on duty as a result of fatigue. More complicated is the fact that the Minister of Labor and Productivity recently made a statement that Nigeria has more than enough doctors. I don't know how true that is, but that's according to him. We have somebody to deal with it. in the studio this morning. The latest development that further complicates the issue is the recent decision of the health minister to consider importing doctors from the US and Europe. While this confusion is on, lives are being lost in our hospitals. To discuss this with me this morning, I have with me Dr. Alaka Adebayo Akim. He is an healthcare consultant. This morning, we have a professional in the field.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, doctor.
It's nice to be with you on this segment.
Yes, I meant to mention that Dr. Olaka is currently working as an healthcare consultant for diagnostic centers and hospitals. He also handles healthcare operations from sourcing, marketing to care delivery. I feel he's in a very good position to tell us about all this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
What's your take first?
Yeah, well, let me say some of the doctors or professionals we have as our leaders in Nigeria, they may have their own opinions, or will I say solutions, what they think the solutions is to Nigerian healthcare issues. But statistics is there to either support or disprove what they say to the public. Well, truly, Nigerian doctors ratio to the population has been in decline for long, which started far back as at 1980. Let me just say, I have some of these statistics. Currently, from between 1963 and 2019, we have source from MDCN, that's the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, based on research done by Premium Times, that Nigerian doctors, medical doctors currently registered with MDCN, are about 86,000.
In the whole country?
In the whole country.
Wow.
That was at what year?
Up to now,
2019.
yeah, 2019.
86,000
registered. These are registered doctors after they graduate and they are inducted.
Qualified,
yeah. But the thing is that there is a caveat with that figure. It's not inclusive of those that have left the country.
Okay.
So, because there is this practice that once you want to leave the country, get a letter of good standing from the board, and I don't know why they are not keeping that record. So, as at now, we can say we have 80,000 plus like medical doctors that are registered, but we don't know how many of them are practicing. Then, based on the WHO survey, they found out that we have one doctor to about 5,000 people in Nigeria. So, doctors are grossly overworked.
That's huge.
As against what the federal minister said, that we have more than enough.
Not really. The statistics say a different thing entirely. And probably far back, maybe between 1960s and early 1980s, we are within that boundary, between 1 to 600. But our population from 60, which was about 45 million. Now, as of 2019, we are like 200 million plus. And the number of doctors is supposed to be growing. Based on that, that means that Nigerian population has grown over 300%, between 45 million in 1960 and now. Over 400%. And the number of doctors continue to reduce.
The summary of it is that basically we don't have enough doctors in the country.
Yes.
Now let's move on, because our time keeps running on the show. Let's move on to the recent statement by the minister also that well, we're going to be bringing doctors from overseas to Nigeria. Does it mean that Nigerian doctors are not competent enough, or what's your take about this?
Well, the issue we have with the health sector is not mostly the part of competency. We have enough teaching hospitals that are training doctors, and if Nigerian doctors are not competent, I don't think they will be leaving the shore of Nigeria.
Yes, and doing well.
And doing
outside.
well outside.
So what do you think is the problem?
The compensation is one thing, and equipment, facilities is another thing.
All right.
Because after the initial training, those that want to go into residency, in short, the initial problem starts with house job. Most doctors, after they finished, they find it difficult to get internship placements. And some, during my own set, some of my colleagues had to do internship outside Nigeria. Some went to Caribbean island. And from there, it was just a way out.
But that's a bit strange to me. If we are having one doctor to 5,000 people, we have shortage of doctors, and people are qualifying from the universities. And
How come they are not having?
Why not just use this? That means there should be space
for them
to.
So what's the problem?
There's only space, but the funding.
Okay.
Payment of those doctors, and most of the teaching hospitals, they are trying to cut corners. Rather than take enough house job slots, enough doctors to fill the slots, they will take little because of the money available to them, and those people will now be overworked.
Okay. Now we are trying to import doctors now, and
According to you,
we are trying to import doctors now. And I want to believe that their payments will be calculated in dollars because they are not coming from Nigeria.
exactly. So where are the funds coming from?
Some of these doctors are working with the latest technology.
Okay.
I want to presume that the federal government will either tell them to come with the latest technology they are working with, or they will provide it for them.
It still comes with funding.
Yeah, still come with funding.
So why don't we just buy that?
It's not sustainable.
technology?
It's not really sustainable.
Okay.
Because if you look at the healthcare sector, or the healthcare market, we have the public health segment, we have the private health services segment, we have the donor segment. In Nigeria, the donor segment has been financed by multilateral donor parties.
Okay.
And they are the one, they are the one behind curbing the infectious diseases in Nigeria.
So are you
HIV and what have you, all, if not for those people, even for those who are taking care of that segment,
Okay.
we'll have epidemic.
So now, are you not saying that if we have enough funding, motivation, compensation, and all whatnot, and equipment, are you saying that we have doctors that are well competent in the country that can do it? So what do you think should be the way forward instead of importing doctors into the country?
I think if I want to look at it from the health economics aspects,
Okay.
the GDP, which has to do with the commercial activities in a particular sector, equals to the government budget and the private investment, then the health consumers. The government is not doing its part when it comes to the budget allocation to the health sector.
Okay.
Despite the Abuja declaration in which it was agreed among the African nations that they should allocate more to the healthcare sector and they should up it to 15%. Our budgetary allocation from the 80s has not exceeded 6%. In short, it's as over below 5%.
I think I can
that is a very big problem.
I think I can pick one or two calls on this issue. Please, the number to call is 08108516644.
And that is really
call us, let us hear your perspective about Nigeria importing doctors into the country.
And that is really a big problem because the government is expected to fund the public health sector, which indirectly will encourage, it will now create the enabling environment for the private sectors to grow.
Okay.
Because when we look at the infrastructure, power is not there, security is not there. Who is ready to come and invest in Nigeria healthcare market?
Okay, now
let me
we have a call.
okay, let me hold your thoughts 1 minute there.
Okay.
Wow, I lost it.
It's a jamming. Okay, yeah, I wanted to ask. Now, with all this you have painted, poor remuneration, no slots for internship and all that. Based on your statistics, you may have the figure. Based on the statistics, based on your research that you've done, do you think
Let's pick
more
this call.
Nigerians are going into medicine? After the call, maybe you take the question.
Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
well, to some extent, if the pride is still there for some parents, they still want their children to be a doctor. But really, more and more opportunities are opening.
Okay.
to doctors. But the thing is that it's leading to brain diversion. Brain drain is that doctors are trained.
1 minute, please. Okay.
You know, the brain drain is that doctors are trained in Nigeria and they are now exported. The brain diversion is that doctors are trained in Nigeria. After graduation, they drop their stethoscope and go to other things.
Okay, so I'm looking at it from the angle of our population in the 60s and the 80s and the explosion, well, the explosion as it is now.
Yeah.
Does it commensurate with the, volume of, doctors we are training?
Yes, but the doctors we are training are not staying in Nigeria because the number of the teaching hospitals have really increased. Okay. We have more private teaching hospitals now, more private universities going into medical segments. But this is that most of their graduates are leaving the country.
Just hold on a minute. Hello? Hello? If you want to call me, please put the volume of your TV set down so you can hear me through the phone. Sorry, doctor.
Yeah, no problem.
So, go on, doctor. I don't think I can pick a call anymore.
The thing, the number of College of Medicine have continued to increase. Even there is this new aspect of medical education now. Only College of Medicine, not even attached to the main universities. More and more, they are now giving licenses to only College of.
We are getting more qualified people, but we are exporting them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing we are exporting.
Exactly.
Oh my God! Well,
not everything. Okay, but okay. Now let's look at it this way. Now that we are having this gap, could the minister be looking at it as maybe a short-term solution or a stopgap? Okay, to save lives, since we are having shortage of doctors are overstretched. A quick fix, let's import doctors. However, that could that be logical or rational?
To some extent. If you are looking at a stopgap solution, we can invite some of Nigerians that are currently training over there, that are working there.
Okay.
They will be willing to come and treat their people. Okay. There is a way they will incentivize them. They will come. Just for a short time.
But do we have the equipment that they will want to work with?
Government will have to provide that. Government will have to provide the equipment they will work with.
Oh, thank you very much, doctor. I wish we can go on and on and on.
The doctor is ready to.
Yes, with this topic, but time is not a friend of ours, Before we go on, we don't leave the show without telling you what's going on social media. Before we do that, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. She grows up, gradually evolving into a woman. We talk, we laugh, and we cry. We also share moments together. She is my daughter, yet she is my friend. Yinka Kenny Girls Care Foundation presents to you the second edition of My Daughter, My Friend. The first edition was great.
The program seeks to close the gap that usually emerges between the mother and the teen girl.
On behalf of the First Lady of Lagos State, Her Excellency, Mrs. Bolanle Ambode.
The second edition promises to be greater. Chief host, Her Excellency Dr. Mrs. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, First Lady of Lagos State. Mother of the Day, Her Excellency Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, First Lady, State of Osun. Father of the Day, Mr. Babatunde Olalere Badamosi, Chairman, Amen Estate. Keynote Speaker, Mrs. Tom Okewale Shonaya, Managing Director, WFM 91.7. Patron, Mr. Adedayo Adesoye. Matron, Mrs. Iyabo Samuel, Director, Human Resources, The Protect Project. Day, 7th of December, 2019, at the Olumo All Airport Hotel, Ikeja, Lagos. Time 11 a.m. It's all about cementing the bond between the mother and her teenage daughter. Be there. Yeah, welcome back. We're still on the show. Before we go on to what is going on social media, the promo that just rolled is something happening on the 7th of December. How could I have missed that? Is a one-day conference organized by our NGO. What we do is to project the unspoken pains of the female gender. This time around, in the age of sexual assault, and you find the father molesting the daughter, the neighbor molesting the child, and all sorts of things.
The daughter is always, the girl child is always at risk.
She's always at risk. So the mothers need to up their game. And that's why that one-day seminar has been organized by the grace of God by our NGO. The theme of the program has been tagged My Daughter, My Friend. You're going to have a lot of stakeholders talking at that one-day conference. The gate fee is totally free, so you can't but be there.
It's for the family.
It's a family program. You can't just help but be there. Quickly, before my director starts sending me off the set, Jake Okechukwu this morning on Twitter is saying that just catching up with this Babcock University story. So the public embarrassment is not enough. The school had to expel her. Please, if anyone knows this girl personally, let them reach out. My friends and I are committing to get her into another school. I'm sure we are all aware of that video that went viral about Babcock University student. It's just an unfortunate one, and thank God people are coming to our rescue, because unfortunately she was expelled. Habib, quickly.
Yes, this one is from Ben Murray Bruce, and it's talking about our African giants. He said, in June this year, I was in Los Angeles to watch you accept your award for Best International Act. You made us proud, and the best part is you're about to do it again at the Grammys. Nigerians and I are very proud of you. We are all proud of you. That's talking about Burna Boy.
Yes, we are.
That's the third Nigerian-based artist, not fourth actually, to be nominated for the Grammy.
Okay.
Based here.
We are proud of you. Nigerian Customs this morning is saying the Integrity Award to Bashar Abubakar, an Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, who rejected a bribe of $412,000 per container offered him by drug traffickers seeking to bring 40 containers of tramadol into Nigeria. A good one from the Comptroller General of Customs, and it's good that his integrity is recognized and awarded.
Yeah, the figure there is $420,000, right?
$412,000. Yes,
like
per container.
Each.
Per container.
Yes, per container.
Exactly.
40 containers. They're trying to look for
Yes.
like 5 billion naira.
Exactly. It's a good one, and thank God we are recognizing good work now.
Good.
Quickly.
Okay, yes, this one is from Sam Cunningham. Yeah, we're talking about sports now. Mourinho has just been appointed as the Tottenham coach, and he's talking about an interview Mourinho granted. That's Mourinho. I am humble. Mourinho says, I am humble. Mourinho 5 minutes later was asked if he thinks losing the Champions League final affected the Spurs squad, and the next thing Mourinho said is, I don't know, because I never lost a Champions League final.
Anyway.
That's vintage Mourinho for you.
Quickly, Babatunde Olalere Badamosi said yesterday morning, I received the sad news that a good friend died at the Steering Inn. Intense traffic at Agege on Wednesday. This is the 6th such death in the last 2 years that I'm personally aware of. He was in his early 50s. A very sad one. And I want to believe that the Lagos state government is doing something about the Lagos traffic. I've been held up in fact, this week has been terrible. I've been in traffic for over 6 hours at a stretch. At a journey when I was embarking on a journey of 30 minutes. It's just unfortunate. Habib, quickly.
Okay, yeah, this one is from JJ Omojua, and it says Senator Abo needs to understand that he is free to buy sex toys without social media discussing him. He became a subject online because of his barbaric act of assaulting a harmless woman. He was so desperate to see the Senate activate the anti-free speech social media bill.
I rest my case on that. Aman is saying the old generation wants to fight the changing world in Nigeria. Left to them, everyone should be stuck with a transistor radio. They are not happy with how the world becomes so small that everyone can converse with the world on the go, ends bills like social media regulations. Well, a lot of talks about what is happening on social media recently, and to cap it all, I have a tweet, a light one there from Miriam. If you are a woman working hard to succeed, you might be called a whore. Your hard work will be ignored by some. You will be accused of sleeping around, and it will be difficult. You want to give up sometimes, but do not be deterred. You are stronger than you think. To every woman out there struggling and trying to make a ends meet, don't bother. You are stronger than you think. This morning, thank you very much, Dr. Akin, for coming on the set to us with us this morning. Thank you for educating us. Habib, we got to go.
I'll just say bye-bye.
All right, so we'll come your way, same time, same station. Connect with me, Yinka Kenny World, on Facebook, Yinka Kenny 1 on Instagram and Twitter. Till we come your way, I remain your host, Yinka Kenny. Bye.